flame burning inside you. Oh, inside you. In your eyes. I know to smile, but you try to. Oh, you try to. You always try to hide the pain. You always know just what to say. I always like the other way. I'm lying in your eyes. I love it. That's the lyrics he's doing that.
Well, I don't miss the words. I'm just making
No, that intro was so good, bro. Do
Nice
it.
intros.
Alright, welcome back everybody to the Sinister Seven
Was that the whole
podcast.
time?
Part of it was. I'm deaf keeping that. Today we got some various topics hosted by Woj. I don't know if he's ready. Are you ready to start?
I mean,
Because we're rolling right now.
real talk, what the hell is going on with Wisconsin basketball? Why?
Is that where we're going to start?
I mean, if you want to start there,
I think
I feel like
it's already.
I feel like it's a fair topic to bring up.
Let's talk about their chances to get in there.
There's good, there's bad, there's chances to get
Alright,
in
so
the
let's
tournament.
give a
There's lot
status
to go
update
on.
right now. Let's give a status update. Right now we're one of the few last teams in.
We're 8 and 9 in conference.
Correct.
8 and 9 in conference in 10th currently.
We got 3 games left in the Big Ten. We got at Michigan on Sunday, technically
Tomorrow.
today.
In Purdue.
We got
Yeah.
Purdue at home on Thursday. We got at Minnesota on the weekend after that. That's a must win.
And then the big tournament.
I think we have to split either the Michigan or Purdue games at least.
We gotta win Purdue. If we
And win
Purdue,
against
we're in.
Minnesota.
I actually
Well, if
agree
we
with
beat
that.
Purdue, no, because think
I
about
think
it.
we need to beat Michigan.
No, if we realistically,
If we beat Purdue, we should be fine.
We should be good.
if we
And
beat
Minnesota, we should be
if we
fine.
beat Michigan, lose to Purdue, and beat Minnesota, because what? That'll put us at 18 and 12.
We'll have to win a game in the Big Ten tournament.
We'll have to win a game, but if we win a game, I think we can get in.
I really don't think they value the tournament wins as much.
That's true.
But yeah, I think you guys are right for the most part. I think the win against Iowa was huge. That pretty much put us in a position where we got to go 2 of 3.
And the thing is, Iowa just beat Michigan State today. That's why I said that's a big win for Iowa and for us.
Yeah,
because-
I mean,
well, it just puts
we
that win-
swept Iowa. That's
they're gonna be
one of the
quad one now,
best
That's the thing. They'll be quad one now.
wins of our season. To be fair, as far as confidence level about the rest of the season, how are you guys feeling? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident?
I'm worried about tomorrow.
You're worried about tomorrow?
I'm worried about tomorrow.
I'm a little bit too. I would say that
Michigan's hot.
this is probably a game that we're underdogs in, and the first Michigan game, Hunter Dickinson was going off in the first half, but Crowell played well, and we got a ton of O-boards to kind of seal the game. Obviously, Kamari was the spark in that game.
Yeah.
He was.
Obviously, I wasn't at the game. I apologize, Badger Nation, but I heard we did go through a stretch of what 10 minutes without scoring a bucket.
10 minutes without a field goal.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
just
crazy.
free throws at the end to win. So
Yeah, I don't think it's
Here's
necessarily the biggest deal. I mean, I think the biggest part of that game was I don't think
they
Michigan
had that one
played
guy
well.
going off on us.
Who?
that guard. I
Yeah.
don't remember what his name.
I
is.
don't either.
What's his name? I know who you're talking about. He was okay.
Jet Howard didn't really do much.
No, he's not. He's not that special.
Wisconsin's good at taking away the other team's best player. I mean, they
That's
did
why
have
I think we have a
Chris
shot
Sherry
against
last
Purdue.
game.
See, that's why I don't think we have a
Purdue's
shot
got
against Purdue.
shooters.
They
I
got
know
everybody,
if
bro.
we can somehow get our offense going against Purdue, and they start missing shots.
The thing that I'm most
Not
excited about the Purdue game is Zach Edey is so soft when it comes to going to the hoop, and Crowell's just as big as him.
Well, Edie's huge. He doesn't get a ton of foul calls.
Exactly.
He gets
But the thing is, Crowell, there's not another 7'2" guy in the league to guard Edey, but Crowell's 7 foot.
Yeah,
The other guy Penn State, when he's playing Penn State, their biggest guy is 6'9". Like it's an easy pickings for him.
Edie's gonna get his.
He's gonna.
Edie's gonna have 15
10.
points easy, yeah.
Exactly.
He's gonna get a double-double with no problem.
He's gonna get that. But if you make those,
If we can hold him to the minus or 15 and under point threshold, I think that's going to be huge for us.
I don't know if
I
we'll
think
hold
it's
that.
And I
a-
think I think between Crowell, Wall, and Gilmore, we got a reasonably good rotation at big man to lock down.
I think you mentioned one
You're
guy that
right.
could guard
I mean,
him.
Gilmore at times.
And
has
that's
been good
Gilmore.
Defense. I think our
No.
defense is a little shaky. Sometimes Essien gets exposed on defense.
Essien is not a good
Clausen's
defender.
good, but I mean, he's playing like the 3 against some guys because we got
Yeah.
Jackie and Essien.
The only reason,
Yeah,
Still
it's
undersized.
it is
like
what it is,
I like Max. Max is a great player, honest to God. I never see him out drinking, so I know he's committed.
No, he's a heart player.
Yeah, I love it.
He's a heart guy for
He
sure.
is. He is a great acquisition.
He will give you 110% every minute of the game
Yes.
when he's in,
Absolutely.
and that's what I love about him.
I don't know where we'd be without him.
Max,
He's not an offensive guy. He's not going to be the guy who wins your team the game, but he will
He's
do
solid.
some damage on
pretty-
defense.
I mean,
good.
he's
pretty
due to do
solid.
some damage on defense. That's the main thing, but he's going to knock down some shots if he needs
He's
to.
good for a 3.
Absolutely.
Let me talk about the easiest bet of your life here for a second. Jordan Davis over one offensive rebound a game. It's
always getting
it's never not hit. I've been to every single Badger game this year besides like 2. He's got at least 4 offensive rebounds in like every game. It's
He's a
insane.
hustle player. He
It
is.
is. It's insane.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", maybe. He's probably like 6'5". He's my height probably. I've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
his
just
minutes are going down like each game. He's
Yeah.
getting less and less.
I know.
He's still been contributing.
yeah.
Which is nice. I think he's a good contributor off the bench, and I mean he busts his ass. He does what he can. And I mean sometimes when he's knocking down shots, that's very clutch. Especially I mean him and Kamari big off the bench.
Here's the one thing I like. I feel like as a team, we're starting to come together a little bit. Kamari's been playing more minutes. He's been doing well. T-Wall's getting his shit together.
Yeah.
It's going great. Like I feel like as a team, that was a big win over Iowa we had the other day. Just for Wisconsin basketball, a 10-point win is a lot. We're a team that can win games. We're not a team that
You're gonna blow people
wins
out.
games comfortably.
That's why
and we need to win games comfortably. Like especially Iowa may not be the best team, but I feel like if we can win against that team comfortably, that's good for our team. That's good for morale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Locker room's gonna be feeling better. We're gonna be feeling better going into games. Like as much as I love Wisconsin basketball, like even last year when we were arguably one of the better teams in college basketball, we weren't blowing teams out. We were winning a lot of close games, and
That's not how Wisconsin's built. They just it's never gonna change.
I know it's and honestly, yeah.
I get what you're saying. With
It's not gonna change,
that We're
though.
trending upward. I just want to say, like, we've alternated win loss for how many
Exactly.
games?
a lot of time.
It's crazy. We just cannot string together.
if the Badger season comes down, I saw something on Twitter a few days ago. The Badgers have lost a total of 5 games from a combined points less than 10.
Yeah.
That means they've lost 5 games under the span of 2 points on average.
Well, wins too.
Yeah, think about that though. If their season comes down to 5 games that they lost by a combined 10 points, that's insane.
The thing is, though, we've had 14 games decided by 5 points or less, and we've won
Yeah,
8 or 9 of them.
a lot of them.
For sure.
And we've also lost one to Kansas that we should have won.
No,
Yeah, that
That Kansas game is a perfect representation of our season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
It's
We probably
like
should
we're
have won that
almost.
game.
Where it's like, and realistically, it comes down to this because as much as obviously you can nitpick and look at the close games and stuff like that, but obviously, like Wojda was saying, back to the Iowa win, which is something big for the team, big for confidence, big for morale for the team. I mean, it's almost the month, fellas. I mean, shit's already happening. Like Arizona went down today on a buzzer beater. Miami lost today to 8-20 Florida State. I mean, anything can happen. It's the month of March. And if you get hot around the right time, I think if we can get hot around the right time, which that win over Iowa was big over this next couple games, I think that'd be something big.
Yeah.
Last bracketology, I just want to point this out, dropped the 24th, so like 3 days ago. We were the last 4 in, and we were going to play in versus Mississippi State. But we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously a lot of time still left. I mean, a couple more games. We'll have to see what happens.
I think we can still sneak in there as a 12 seed. I really do.
I think we'll be in the
We gotta win 2 games
Yep.
out of the 3 we have left,
Yeah.
and we have to at least win 1 game in the Big Ten tournament.
I also think today North Carolina winning against Virginia really hurt our chances.
Yeah,
to be honest.
that's very big.
They were right on the bubble.
UNC's
That's
gonna
a
get
huge-
biased too.
That's a
Biased. I
huge
think
win.
they were-
Yeah, because North Carolina was also on the first 4 out last
Yeah,
time, so that'll
that's a
probably
huge-
put
Who else
them
is in
in.
the first 4 out right now?
Okay, so last 4, here, I'll just say what on the bubble
I'll
team.
give my
So
thoughts on each team.
last 4 buys, we got Pittsburgh, who's in the ACC.
They're good.
Nevada,
team.
I think Nevada, I
They
thought
just
they
won
were
it.
having,
They just won
not
it.
sure how they've been doing.
I'm looking.
Memphis, and then West Virginia. I think
Memphis is good.
West Virginia, I mean, they're in the the Big 12 probably arguably
They've
the
won a
best
couple games.
best conference in
Yeah.
college basketball this season. Last 4 in, I got Oklahoma State, USC, Wisconsin, and then Mississippi State.
Okay. We beat USC.
Yeah, we have beat them, and then
I think we're a better team than USC.
I think-
Mississippi State. They're okay.
Nevada, okay,
They
they're
were
not
okay
bad.
earlier this
See,
year. They
the
were
nice
nice for a
thing is
while.
we got a couple big. I feel like we played our best ball early in the season.
For sure.
Which doesn't
we-
bode well.
Yeah.
We did great in the Atlantis
It's
tournament.
fine.
We almost beat Kansas for Pete's sake. We beat Marquette early. They're what, top 10 now?
I mean, they were 10, right? But they won again, so they might.
They'll move up.
Yeah, they will move up.
That was a big win.
Everybody's got good wins. It comes
yeah.
down to bad losses.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which we have a few. I mean, Nebraska.
Nebraska's
I mean,
bad.
the problem is the Big Ten. It's all just. It's not that anyone's great. It's that we're all so tight,
That's true.
and it sucks.
Yeah, where it's like
We all just beat up on each other all season.
Yeah, and it depends how many Big Ten teams they'll have because right now they got 9 in the latest bracketology, but we'll see.
And
Next
you know what?
week-
I don't disagree with that.
We'll be
Big
out
Ten-
of the 4 next week.
You think so?
Yeah,
If we
because
lose to
Mississippi
Michigan?
State just beat number 25
Because okay,
The
so
Big Ten.
today.
first 4, I'll say the rest of the 4 out. So the first 4 out,
Yeah.
Penn State, who I think
We swept them.
we
We'll
swept.
be- we'll be
yeah.
above
State,
them,
barring
yeah.
Okay.
the lapse here.
Utah State, I don't know how they've been doing. North Carolina, which obviously that win over number 6
Yeah,
ranked
that'll
Virginia
push
helps. Charleston, I don't know how they've been doing.
I mean, generally, the big conference teams get a little bit more preference over
Which
the
helps
big-
us.
Absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the next 4 out are Texas Tech, Clemson, Michigan, and New Mexico.
Oh, Clemson's out now.
Well, they're in the next 4 out.
Texas
it's like
Tech lost
the
today
first
to
4 out,
New
and the next
Mexico's
4 out.
fallen. Michigan's fallen.
New Mexico's
I'm gonna
not
my
even
buddy
playing
versus
basketball.
I guess
anymore.
Michigan won last game, but
No,
Michigan beat Illinois too. That's a big
it's up and
win.
down, you know.
If we beat Michigan
Really
tomorrow,
good
Michigan's
tomorrow.
not making it in.
I'd feel pretty confident with our chances if we can win at Michigan tomorrow.
Yeah.
But just to switch things up here, if we look at the program in general, like what's your guys' feeling overall about where the program is and where it's heading? Because I know there's a lot of people as fans that have been conflicted about the state of the program right now.
As far as the basketball program, I would
How do we
say
feel about sticking with guard?
I'm going to say this because I think Greg Gard is a great coach. Obviously, a big component of college basketball is recruiting, which obviously it sucks because it's not like we got a John Calipari who's going to get a bunch of big name dudes who sent dudes to the league like that, which is fine because we're a Big Ten program where it's like we're not going to get necessarily all the biggest draws, but I think Greg Gard is a good coach, and what he has, I think he's got good game plans as far as what he's doing. Obviously, some late game decisions such as the deep threes and just settling for like longer distance shots with certain people doesn't work as well. Instead of like going to the rack.
Certain people is.
I mean, it's not even shade. It's just.
No, it's not. I love Chucky. He's a good guy.
Absolutely, I think he's a great player, and I think he does have the clutch gene. But just as far as the game plan for late game scenarios, I think we could be a little bit better as far as looking for a better shot instead of trying to do something where it's like obviously it could be possible, but it's like a lower percentage shot.
No shade at Chucky, but the Chucky chuck up has become too much.
Yeah.
It's become too common at this point that we just need to start putting game plans in those. We got 15 seconds and we need a shot. We can't just run out the clock with Chucky and have him put a shot up.
Right.
Straight up.
Let me.
No hate at Chucky at all.
You guys, who watched the Rutgers game? Was it just me and you, Theo?
I was there too.
I was not at the Rutgers game. I was.
Yeah, he saw. I think that
Yeah,
was
there.
Was it Lester?
we were watching. Yeah, he was there too. Yeah.
What do you guys think about bringing Chucky back in with 3 minutes left when Kamari was playing very
Oh,
well?
that game? I was
saw the end
heated
of it.
about that
He had
game.
a couple threes. Chucky kind of.
Well, they were down 5 when Kamari came in.
Yeah.
They go up 6 when he comes in.
Who else was playing really good that game?
Kamari.
I think Klesmir.
No,
Jordan Davis game?
Yeah, he was playing really
Jordan
good.
Davis was playing very good as
So I'm just
well.
thinking about it. Like I get looking Chucky in because he's got more
Esteem was
experience.
1 for 10 that game. We put his ass back in with 30 seconds
no,
left.
Guard has had some questionable like.
But
subbing.
do you take him out when you just switch the whole 10-point game?
Because, like I said, obviously, I think
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
I think it's to the coach's decision where it's like obviously you want to stick with your guys, but I think in that type of situation where like a game against Rutgers, it's like virtually, you got to win that game. It's at home. It's a home game against Rutgers. You have to win that game.
They're in though. They'll be in.
Where
They're a tournament team.
Yeah, they are. Which is, again, that'd be a great win. But I think with that time, with how the game was playing out, obviously things might have happened where the refs were making some questionable calls as far as fouls, and obviously Chucky was in some foul trouble. But I think you got to stick with the guys who are rolling instead of going with like your guys. You know what I mean? I think that's something that could be looked at. But overall, I wouldn't say he's done a bad job. And obviously, especially like in that game in particular too, because obviously Asijan didn't shoot the ball particularly well. But a lot of people, like obviously, I want to acknowledge the Instagram comments where people are coming at, like especially obviously Greg Gard and then obviously Asijan for not shooting well. Where it's like obviously one, you got to look at it like this: basketball, offensively, you're not always going to shoot the ball well. But realistically, I don't think the defense was terrible. But obviously, some decisions need to be made to close that game out when you're winning by what I think it was a minute 30 left, and we're up by 3 points or something like that. You have to win. You have to win that game.
That's another common occurrence with Wisconsin basketball that really pisses me off. We play outstanding defense and offensive basketball, moving the ball and hitting shots for the first 3/4 of the freaking game. And as soon as we hit 6 minutes, it's like we forget how to play offense.
Yeah.
We just
concerning.
it is because I know the committee doesn't really look at how games are played and how they're. I know they look at how the games like losses look to you, and we've been close in all our losses. But if the committee looks at our basketball, they're gonna be like, "What the is wrong with these guys?" Like, that's not even a dig on the team. I just don't get why we. As soon as we hit 6 minutes, we're like, all right, let's pass the ball till there's 2 seconds on the shot clock and just chuck up some random up. Like, why not just keep trying to get good looks? Take a shot that's open. Like, trust yourselves, man.
You know, that brings me to a great point. Is there a fundamental issue with the way we play basketball?
I'll say this: we
We love half-court offense.
We don't have the ISO scores that we did in the past.
No, fast breaks, in my opinion, are a huge point of basketball. They get you easy buckets. They shift momentum. We're afraid of the fast break, quite frankly.
We always slow it down, but here's the thing. I want to like tag on to what I just said. We don't have the ISO scorers who can just get you a bucket. And when they're able to take away our bigs like Wall and Crowell, which a lot of teams do at the end of games, they double them and they put them into the line where they're not great foul shooters.
And we never find the open man.
Chucky, I'm just gonna say he's not a great scorer. He has a nice step back, but it's inconsistent, and he's not good at taking the ball to the basket and drawing fouls.
No.
I think that's something where he needs to get better at.
Especially
He's never been a good finisher.
Especially for his size, because he's a strong dude. Where it's like, dude, some of these point guards, they're not as big as you. Where it's just take them on the rack, get your easy buckets at the free throw line, get to the rack and attack. That's what you have.
Teams aren't going to gamble more on steals at the end of games, and Asijan gets a lot of his points off of we move the ball, we swing it around, we get the ball inside, get it back out.
Makes a mistake on defense.
He's not going to play his own
We find
shot.
the open man. We need to do that more.
Lesman, not him either. I mean, we just end up with bad shots because we wait too long and we expect the defense is going to mess up and we're not able to move the ball enough and have guys, take a dribble to the left, take the dribble to the right, get the ball up in a good shot. And
I
it's
think another
concerning.
part of that is, Mojo, I know how you said fast breaks. And I think, I know how you said ISO scores. When teams realize we're not going to go to the hoop if they're pressing us, they can put one guy back there, and as soon as we break the press, we have to wait for Chucky to get back to get the ball.
Yeah, no.
There's no authority going to the hoop.
We never punish people for pressing us.
No.
We just straight don't.
I saw Michigan press us for the last 10 minutes,
Right.
and for every single possession, we pass it. Tyler Wall on the top
Back
of the key.
and forth. And
Iowa pressed us.
Yeah.
They're not a good defensive
No,
team.
they're not. They're really not.
Onside,
They're
Crowell
a
was
bit
getting easy dunks.
Because they knew they wouldn't get punished for it, though. That's the thing.
Well, they thought they could keep up, and it just didn't work.
It would just be wasting 6 seconds off the shot clock by pressing us.
They were a little
And that's
desperate.
all they were doing every drive.
Well, that's the thing.
Predictable.
It's honestly a good strategy, though, because if they waste 8 seconds on the shot clock, we don't get into our offense till 15 seconds anyways when they're not pressing. So it's like, we just don't have. There's not much urgency, I would like to say.
Yeah.
In getting a good shot.
We're very nonchalant about
To
the way
get
we play
back
basketball.
to guard in particular, I don't put him at too much faults with the roster he has to work with, but still, I mean, you got to be able to find ways to get your guys in the right spots. And obviously, we didn't anticipate Johnny Davis leaving.
No.
He was a guy who could create his own shot, obviously.
And you don't
You can't blame him either.
He's a 2-time coach of the year. You give him a year or two to try to figure it out. You don't just kick him out for 1 year when you're not even below 500.
Let's sit down.
That's true.
Like last year, we had a season that nobody was expecting.
I mean,
We had a guy that wasn't him, and then became him during the season, and when
Now it's not him
a
again.
fantastic- and now it's not him, but we'll ignore that.
Jury's not on it, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously if he's here, it's a totally different thing.
Oh, if he's here, we're well above 500 in conference.
I mean, even though
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, we're already at.
We're I don't know if we're as high as we were last year, but
We'd be ranked. I mean, we'd be ranked.
If we're here, we're a top 5 team in the conference.
there are so many close games we've had that he could have been the difference in, but we can't dwell
The
on it.
thing is, it's not even him being the difference. It's just him being out there.
Yeah.
You know how many open looks Tyler Wall has got this year with no Johnny Davis? It's none. You know how many open looks a Sejan would get with Johnny Davis? It'd be 15 more a game.
Yeah.
It's actually insane. Having a guy that can do something off the balance and get their own and just make shots,
That type of pressure.
it just helps so
have
much
that.
more. We don't. We have nothing. Like that.
We have no
That's what I'm
X factor, and that's the difference.
Yeah. And I want to get back to the roster construction as a whole because we've dealt with, I mean, a lot of programs have dealt with guys leaving the program or just not working out.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had that this year. Like, we had Ben Carlson leave. He transferred. He was supposed to be a high prospect, probably would have started this year, been sixth man.
Yeah.
Lauren Bowman, obviously, transferred.
He's in
never
Oakland
really
now.
worked out.
He's at Oakland.
Jacoby Neath got surgery. He missed the entire year.
Again. Yeah.
Obviously, that hurt. Matthew Moore's never panned out. We just didn't hit with some of those guys coming in. That were
Tyler
supposed
Wall
to
being out
be
6 games.
strong. That's why we have to play
That's
our
true.
Carter Gilmore. We have to play, Isaac Lindsay minutes, who aren't those guys are walk-ons converted to scholarship players. So it's tough. I mean, we gotta see. We can't judge too fast about the team because they got recruits next year that are supposed to be decent. So
And we'll have to see. We'll have to see how they pan out too. So.
Honestly, considering what we have, I'm not mad about where we are.
there's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, Asijan's been better than anybody could have expected at this point in time.
Asijan is having a better freshman season than Brad Davidson had, and we saw how well Brad Davidson helped our program. So
Yeah,
I'm excited for him
got
in the
years
future.
Left. Chucky's got years left. Then sophomores. Klesmit's got a year. Wall could even have a year left if he wants to.
Yeah.
There's
I don't think he
there's
will,
time. I mean, college basketball things change so fast. You never know. But I think if we bring most of our team back, maybe get another couple transfers that are ready to play right away, we could be back to competing for top half of the Big Ten next year. So things didn't pan out this year, maybe, but I don't think we were expected preseason to be as good as maybe right around this spot. But our early season, a couple of big wins.
Had our hopes up for sure.
Gave our hopes up, just like last year where we kind of overperformed. So
One thing I want to ask you guys is, so say we could get 2 positions or 2 types of players in the transfer portal, because we're not going to get more than that, I would say. We don't have many scholarships left. A lot of our stuff's being given away. What do you think are the 2 things that we would need the most?
we need a dominant big.
Yeah, we're gonna need a 4 because
If we-
Let's be realistic. We're not
We're
getting
probably
down.
losing Wall.
Well, he's
We
a
need
senior, right?
Crowell,
He can pull
he's
back
good in
more.
the paint.
he's probably
Yeah.
He's not as tough as a guy like Vogt was when we had Vogt. We need
Gus.
Crowell's a thin dude. We need a bigger big man, in my opinion.
So, all right, you're Gus.
So one thing I'll say, keep it. Let's
Gus
try it.
Bus,
let's
I
try
think
it right.
freshman is not gonna.
6'9".
We need a guy that could match up with a person like Zach Edey.
Oh.
And Gus Bus is not the type of guy that could match up with a Zach Edey.
No, let's keep it. Let's keep it like 100% realistic. We're not getting a dominant big guy. We can get a good big guy. We're not getting somebody like a big, huge guy.
Yeah, that's like.
Let's keep it realistic in Wisconsin.
I don't mean like
I
a
think he's
top
right,
tier
though.
big guy.
I think we need
just
somebody.
We need someone that's tough.
We need another big, taller
I
guy.
agree with Mojo. The style of Wisconsin basketball, when we have had dominant bigs, it's worked. I mean, we've been moderately successful. We've had Ethan Habb, we've had Frank Kaminsky.
Sam Decker.
Yeah.
Those guys
Micah
that are
Potter.
able to post up, and it's helped our offense when they've been, offensive fans.
Yeah, they're just bigger guys. The one thing we need a shot maker.
That's what I'm saying. We need guys on the wings who can not only attack the basket, but can shoot it well enough to space the floor. Because right now we just don't have that. Gilmore's obviously a 0 on offense.
Whoa.
Jordan Davis is very inconsistent shooting the ball. Those are our wings. It's
Yeah.
tough when we don't have size and strength and quick guys on the perimeter that can just keep defenses on their toes. So I think another guy like Neath was supposed to be would really help. I don't know what you guys think.
I wish he was. I wish he could. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Once I saw who he was and I saw him play a few games in Madison, I looked up highlights in Vanderbilt. He wasn't very good. I'm not very good.
I don't know what was he a freshman?
He was a sophomore and he played a little bit, but he was not. He's a good role player. I would say that. He's not much more than that, and he's not going to be much more than that. He can't really create his own shot, especially at the college level, which I don't think we have. That's what makes me so angry, because when we do have a guy that can create his own shot, everything else opens up.
Right.
When we have a guy like Sam Decker can create his own shot, Bronson Kanan can create his own shot. When we have one guy like that can do that, it just everything.
More possibilities.
Everything clicks. Then
We don't have the X factor, and we need that.
when we don't have the
We need
guy,
a star player. We need
every
that one.
single thing in the post is double. Every single time, double,
Yeah.
jab, double. When you have a guy that makes a shot, they can't do that. Like, that's the thing.
It's hard to come by in college.
Yeah.
for
It
sure.
is.
It is,
You
but
need to find a guy.
we've been,
Right.
and I'm going to bring up the Packers because I know you're not a Packer fan. Just like the Packers, Wisconsin basketball has been very
Fortunate.
very fortunate for a very long time that we haven't had a below 500 season.
Yeah.
We are very fortunate that we've continued to get good players, good results after every year. Even last year, we were supposed to be very bad, and we somehow ended up being the best team in conference. We are very fortunate with that stuff, so I'm sure our time is coming, but hopefully not for 2 years.
Honestly, though, I think that speaks to Greg Gard's coaching, that he can make this team a 500 team
Right.
when this is arguably one of the worst teams we've had in years and years.
I agree with that. I like Greg Gard. I really
Greg
like
Gard, he does a great job with our program, and he continues to find winning teams regardless of who we have, and I think that just speaks a lot.
And I think the people saying
what
that,
he does.
he's not recruiting anybody, he's not getting anybody. Did Bo Ryan get anybody that was really looked at? No.
That's true.
No. Did the guy before that? Did Coach
It
Bennett
seems
get anybody?
like such a simple concept, though. People bring this up all the time that we need to get the in-state recruits, which is, I mean, true to an extent. You would like to have this territory sort of locked up as guys that should come to Wisconsin. I mean, there's guys out there every year that are athletic wings and scorers that can definitely be of use. That's just not our style, and I just would want to see it one time. Just like
Getting a Tyler Hero, getting one of the guys from Pewaukee. We're not getting either of them,
Like,
by the
I
way.
keep bringing up Johnny, but like it was obvious he was like undervalued as a recruit. Like he was obviously should have been higher ranked.
Yeah.
But just like a guy like him, those guys are out there. We didn't get Jalen Johnson. We didn't get a Patrick Baldwin.
We weren't getting any of those guys.
I know,
so.
but just like those guys that are in state, we should have a lock on them. With Marquette continuing to build momentum too, it's concerning that way that they're able to kind of bring in some of these guys from in-state.
Insider information
I feel
too.
like we're on the downturn as far as that kind of situation.
I agree. Insider information. The 4-star from Pewaukee is actually going to Marquette, by the way.
Oh.
Well, what's his name?
Janowski?
Janowski, yeah.
Janowski.
He's going to Marquette. No one's
I
heard
thought
it.
Con Knipple was going to Marquette.
They're both going?
I think they're both. I think they're both going.
Oh.
Oh.
So we may be in trouble, boys.
Why?
Hey, but don't worry. Chucky's going to drop 29 and then not show up the rest of the year, so we'll be all right.
Oh my God.
No, that's all right. We'll win that.
But,
none of the rest.
That hurts. Because those are
These
guys
two
I
beat
played
Marquette.
against.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Those guys were nuts.
They
Like,
just
college ready, like as freshmen in high school.
Pewaukee just played the best team in Minnesota and beat them by 30.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Oh,
They killed
yeah,
them.
I saw that.
And that guy, he just doesn't miss.
They don't miss.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
They would have fit Wisconsin. They would have fit really well because we usually are a shooting team. We shoot a lot.
They space the floor. They're really like just go watch Pewaukee play high school sometime. Like they play a college style offense. It's crazy. Plus they got Milan who's going to Iowa State. Like he's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
Iowa
that's
State
right.
is continuing. TJ Osselberger, Milwaukee legend. Holy shit!
Yeah,
What he's done in 2 years there is insane.
Brock,
They
can
were
I,
last
can
place.
I bring this
3-win
up?
team before he came in. NCAA tournament Sweet 16.
Why'd Tyrese leave? That team is so
That's a good
big now.
question.
Why did he leave?
Yeah.
Because he got paid a fucking $1 million. Why else do you think he left? I do the same thing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Texas and Iowa
Chase
State's
the bag,
budgets.
It's insane. I guarantee you, he got NIL deals, all this stuff that he got there. I know Iowa State's not actually. Iowa State's fallen off a little bit this
A
year.
little bit.
They just
They're
lost.
still a tournament team.
Yeah, they just lost 2 in a row though.
They're ranked.
Yeah, they get some guys. They got some guys.
Yeah,
coming.
Caleb Grill. I hate him, by the way.
Yeah.
I hate that guy. But Tyrese. It's nothing against Iowa State, and I'm not going to blame Tyrese whatsoever. If someone offered me $1 million or $2 million or $300,000 to go play college basketball for a team that's very similar in stature and ranking, I'm doing that every single day of the week.
Yeah.
Especially for a kid like that from Racine, growing up in not a great mom and dad passed away, growing up in a not great neighborhood, not great high school, having some financial barrier or some financial
Right.
low bound to your life.
Yeah.
That's a very big. And I know a lot of people that have had a lot of money or have had a decent growing up don't understand that, but like having even like $100,000 is an insane amount of money for like a kid that hasn't had that much before, and I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Chase your bag for sure.
No, I'm happy for him. The state of college basketball today, where that's a possibility for people to
Absolutely.
legally do that without the fear of like repercussions in that sense.
Exactly. From
Yeah,
the
chase your
NCAA,
dream.
You know, if people want
It's
to pay you
cool.
to be good,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't
people love college athletes. And
He's a dog. He's got that dog in
Absolutely.
him. That's for sure. I don't know if you guys have any other topics you want to discuss, but I think we covered a lot of.
No,
Basketball.
I think
I'm
that's
just gonna say this right now. Let's pick to win the NCAA tournament right now. Just saying it out there. No explanation. Just say pick
Okay.
before we end it.
You want to go first?
No, you guys go first. I gotta think.
Yeah. Well, I gotta look
I'm
too.
going with Kansas.
Kansas.
I'm gonna have to agree. Kansas
back to back, both of you.
Kansas runs back.
Oh, buddy.
As
Oh.
much as I hate Kansas and as much money as they stole from me last tournament, in that championship game, and how
Oh, that was so funny.
I put a good amount of coin on UNC, and I was feeling damn good at halftime.
I don't think there's any reason why they would have changed my mind.
UNC
I thought they were
should not
going
have
to win it last
jumped a
year.
20-point lead.
I think Bill Self's the best coach in college basketball. I think
I
he's
agree.
pretty
I think
He's
he's
a
up
great
there.
coach.
What do you think?
I'm very high on Jalen Wilson.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
I got mine. I'm going Houston.
I wanted.
I really like Houston.
Ah,
I do. I don't care if
This is the
they're.
year.
I don't care if they're in a bad conference. They have enough non-conference games with good opponents that they're going to be ready. I think
I think we underrate them.
they're so good defensively. That's why I.
No, they
The
got
thing that
guys.
bugs me is they
They're
were
guys.
so overrated last year.
I wouldn't say that. What they lose?
They
Elite
lost
Eight.
Elite Eight.
That's not bad for a team that's
Or were they a 2 seed last year?
2 seed.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's expected. The thing I like about Houston, I think Marquette's going to make a big run. I think they'll make the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
The reason I like Houston a lot, they're so big and they can switch every single screen. Every single player on that team can guard 1 through 5. It's crazy.
Jarris Walker, NBA player.
Yeah.
I think Sasser's really good.
Oh, Sasser's insane. The only way they lose is if they play at Purdue in the Elite Eight or the Final Four.
I think there's
Because they can't guard Zach Edey. They
There's
can't.
times where they get cold on offense.
Yeah, there is.
And there's times where if you are able to shoot against them.
And that's I think a team like Wisconsin can hang in there with them because Houston gets turnovers. That's how they score.
You know,
Defensive turnovers, getting the
they're
fast
just
break lays.
athletic.
They're athletic in turnovers. But if they play a team,
anyone, they can beat anyone.
yeah, and they can lose to any team that takes care of the ball and just slows the game down.
Scares me about it.
That's what scares me about them. But if they get the right, like any team, if they get the right matchup where they're not playing a Wisconsin or they're not playing a Virginia in the Elite Eight, I think they can beat any team that tries to go up and down.
The conference competition always scares me, and we've seen this with Gonzaga over the years.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
they play such a good schedule early in the year, and then like later in the year, their schedule starts to get
Soft.
easier.
Just conference
And then
games.
the tournament comes, and they're just not ready.
I will. Yeah, I think
There's potential for that. I mean,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think
Sometimes.
Houston's conference is better than the Mount whatever it is, Mount Mountain whatever it is.
AAC.
Yeah, Gonzaga plays one team a year,
West
St.
Coast
Mary's.
Conference.
Yeah, whatever it is. I think besides the top two teams in that conference, I think Houston's conference is just more well-rounded. So I don't think they're getting great opponents like the Big 10 or Big 12 or SEC, but I think they're getting opponents that will test them a little bit compared to
You know,
whatever it may be.
if we're talking about big tournament runs, it's not about being the best team out there. It's about getting hot at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
It
So
absolutely
a
is.
team like Purdue that's lost 3 of their last 5,
I think they're
they
Yeah.
if they don't
We're
if they don't
good.
figure it out before the if they don't have a good run in the Big Ten tournament, I'm going to be surprised if they make it past the Sweet 16.
Yeah. All right,
They're
that's how it
struggling.
goes.
But
You got yours?
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of looking at the teams, obviously based off the bracketology that was released, but I mean, obviously it's just predictions. But I'm gonna go with the Big 12 team. I'm just gonna say Texas, just cause. I
You
think
can offer today?
Yeah, I don't care because guess what? If you get your because realistically, I'm not gonna say the regular season doesn't matter because it does, obviously, because you play a lot of teams that you might see later down the road in March. But just getting a lot of those tough teams in, and I'm gonna go with the best conference in college basketball. Not the best team in that conference, but I think if they can get hot at the right time, I mean, then again, it really comes down to who gets hot at the right time. I'm just going to pick them, and I mean, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun tournament. It's going to be very crazy March, a lot of madness going on.
Oh, yeah,
So we'll have to see what happens.
So before we end, I'm just going to say one thing about Texas. I'm a big Texas guy advocate. I watch them every time they're on if I can.
Of course.
They're just like Wisconsin. They don't have a guy that can get his own shot.
Shar is that guy? 'Cause I thought he
He's
was-
had 7 points the last 4 games. He's just not been like that
The
right
cold
now.
streak.
Tyrese he's never.
Shar is that guy?
No, they average like everybody on their team averages like 10 points a game.
They'll be all right.
Dessou had 25 today, and he's averaged 7 a game before today.
They'll be all right.
Like it's
I
that's
mean,
what's
Big 12 is tough. Because
no, it is, but that just scares me because
you gotta have that. You gotta have a
They've
consistent
had
score.
good
You
wins.
gotta have a consistent.
That's what scared
Illinois
me.
because they couldn't
yeah,
keep up offense.
but that it's just not having that go-to guy that can get past somebody and get his own shot. That's what scares me so much about him.
You gotta have that guy in March.
You do. That's what wins games. Why do you think Seton Hall was so good?
Yeah, a couple guys.
Mike Powell was a terrible NBA player, but he makes shots. He was so good because they had one guy and he could just make shots. What's his name?
Kansas
Howard. What's his name from Marquette?
Howard.
So good. He just makes shots like.
I mean, they lost in the first round.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think you're right for the most part. As long as you have other guys who can step up if the defense is able to.
Who knocked
Duggan.
Purdue last year?
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's.
They didn't really have it.
Remember that
No, I
ED8
guess
to go to the ED8?
That's like one exception.
Oral Roberts, great example.
Okay.
They had one guy that can get 40 points a game.
Yeah, if one guy goes off, obviously,
Yeah.
that's what March is all about.
Yeah.
They can take over a game.
But
Kansas had a couple guys last year, like
Kansas
Raji was
had
that
a guy.
guy. That's what I'm saying.
Jalen
Jalen Wilson is him.
I saw him drinking tequila in the Bahamas. That man is
He's
good.
he's big.
He's insanely
He's a
good.
big scorer.
And Grady Dick, God, I love Grady Dick. Holy shit, he's good. Holy.
They've always got good bigs.
He's the
The little
best
guy, what's the little
basketball,
guy's
I
name?
would say.
Dewan something?
What?
The point guard?
Oh, yeah, he's good as fuck too, bro. They're so good.
Dewan Harris, maybe?
And then before we go, sleeper team. Everybody just name
Okay, I wanted to shout out UCLA because they've been
They're good.
very quietly. They have 4 losses this year. They're shooting up. They're going to be like top 3 after this next
They're
round.
very good.
It's
Again,
very
it's just the
tough
conference.
to take
That's the
them
only thing.
to.
It's the only thing conference.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
They haven't
conference
played
is
much
tough.
because,
It's tough.
I mean, the Pac-12 only had
That's my
3
sleeper.
teams in the tournament, but I mean,
It's
then
super-
again, it doesn't. It does. People
Yeah.
always think like, oh, because if you play in a tougher conference, that's not always necessarily the thing. Because remember when the Big Ten had all those teams in, and
No.
only 2 of them made it past the first weekend.
Right.
Where it's like anything. It's March. Anything can happen.
I'm gonna say my sleeper team. No one's gonna like this.
Who is
They're
it?
probably not that much of a
The Big
sleeper.
Ten to you?
I'm gonna go Kentucky.
Oh, I was going to mention
I
Kentucky.
like Kentucky.
They better
bro.
figure something out, though. They're winning, and they're winning big recently.
They're really good. And
Nobody
they
wants
have
to see
one of
them.
the best-
Nobody wants to see Kentucky.
no, they have a good big guy. I mean, if you have a good big guy that can guard and just own games, it's huge. And their young guys are figuring it out. I like Kentucky a lot. Like I'm gonna pick them to go decently far.
You do not want to see a underseeded blue blood
No,
in March.
no, you don't.
No.
That's figuring it out.
Shout out UNC. What were they?
That's
8th
right.
last year.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Kentucky's gonna be
I'm
good.
telling you that. Like the thing is though, like that win over Duke they had at the end of the regular season, that was a huge stepping point for them,
Mhm.
and that drove them all the way to the natty.
It can switch. It can switch like this.
I'm disappointed in UNC this year, to be honest. But I mean, they can beat anybody
Yeah.
they could.
if they have the guys to do it. I don't know what's happened this year, but
They still got.
I don't know if
They
anybody
still
else
got
has to talk
Baycott,
about
right?
that team.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they
still
do.
got Baycott. They got all their guys back.
They got a lot of guys. That's
That's
why a lot of
right.
people thought they were gonna be good.
Okay, everybody. I was gonna say this like
Don't go deep again.
They lost
before we end this.
Yeah.
Did anybody see who was in Outer Banks?
If you spoil it, no.
No, it's
Who
not
was
that.
that?
It's Armando Baycott.
Was that big?
He's in Outer Banks
What?
for 2 seconds.
I was gonna say no. I saw
What
that.
episode are you on?
I'm on.
I'm like,
I just
that is so somebody
You missed him.
place. I couldn't figure it
I'm
out.
pretty sure it's
episode.
No, you didn't. You
no,
didn't.
it's 8. It's 8. You'll see it. We'll watch it when we come back. We'll watch it when we come back.
What?
We'll watch it when we come back.
8, 9, 10. Baycott's. Remember I made the joke?
We'll watch it when we come back. We'll watch it when we come back.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
job? Job.
We'll watch it.
I was like, that's
All right, boys. That's the Sinners for 7 podcast out.
Let me say this one
Yeah.
more thing.
I want to talk about Marquette for a few
Turn on
seconds.
your post notifications.
I want to talk about Marquette for a few seconds. If anybody wants to add, they can say anything.
No, go nuts.
This team is absolutely built for March. And if you guys are talking, they don't have that guy. Cam Jones is absolutely that guy. I've seen him play in person. This dude runs around the game for 40 minutes and can absolutely put up 30 in a game in March. He can shoot the lights out.
Cam Jones is insanely good.
Not just him though. Koyak is so good at controlling the game.
And they got a big guy. Iguana or whatever the freaking
Dude, yeah.
Iguana. That man is good. I don't care what.
Prosper's good too. Prosper's good too. He's attacking.
They got the guy from Brookfield. What's his name?
Joplin. Love
Joplin,
Joplin.
best shooter on the team.
Love Joplin.
They're good. They're built for March because they have so many guys, but they also have that and those guys. Like, they don't have just role player guys. They have guys that can go off for 25 or 30 a night. Like,
I think Shaka is one of the best coaches in college basketball. He should probably be coach of the year this year.
I agree. I think he'll be up there.
They're projected what, like 8th or 9th in the Big East this year, or
Yeah,
something
they're
like
not
that.
projected very high.
And they're gonna win it easily.
Easily. They already won a share. There's 2 games left.
Right.
They won one more
I
than
mean,
at all.
I was at the game Marquette and when they played Wisconsin. Like Marquette, like I don't know what Wisconsin did. We were shooting the lights out somehow.
For 29. That's the only reason we won.
We played our best game of the year. Marquette probably should have won that game.
No. And the thing is,
They're
that's the only
crazy.
reason we have a chance of making the tournament. Right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to beat the number 7 team in the nation. That's the only way.
They're deep. Like this is an Elite 8 team for sure. Unless they somehow are
Upset.
outsized. They run into a bad matchup where a team can outshoot them.
Yeah, the only reason I can say them losing is if they play a guy that they just can't stop. But that's Marquette
think
is so
they're-
good defensively. That's the
They're
problem.
well-rounded.
Yeah.
I really don't see it. They've been really good lately.
Unless they face Wisconsin.
Unless they play that bad.
Yeah, I mean, we all know if Wisconsin played Marquette again, Marquette's winning by 20 points. I'm just being honest,
Who
bro.
won the season?
Yeah, we did win, so we can hold that over.
Best moment of my life. Eating dinner at Brothers in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
2 Wisconsin fans in there. Chucky Hempern hits the shot, and we're just sitting there. Yeah, motherfuckers, shut your mouths.
That was a priceless moment.
That's the biggest balls moment.
When I was sitting in the crowd and it was me and like 200 other Wisconsin fans. Oh my god, my whole family was sitting next to me wearing Marquette stuff. I was going crazy. I was dapping up fans wearing Wisconsin. We were like, what the fuck are we watching? Chucky can't miss right now. I was like, it's not normally like this. It was awesome. It was so awesome, and I just want to say I hope they do well because I like Marquette. I got nothing against them.
The only time I don't cheer for Marquette is when they play the Badgers.
That's fair.
And I know Marquette fans are completely opposite. They always cheer against the Badgers. I don't give a fuck. I love Milwaukee.
I'll cheer for Marquette when they're not playing.
Yeah, but Marquette fans will never cheer for the
I'm
Badgers.
rooting for them in March.
Me too.
It's like a hatred. It's like they hate us, but we really don't hate them.
Marquette!
I've always said that.
The best part about that game was the fan behind me.
Success.
The fan behind me just yelled, Marquette lost their Super Bowl! Marquette lost their Super Bowl! And now Marquette's the best team in the fucking Big East and the best team in the Midwest, probably. It's nuts, but... Alright, boys.
That's going to do it for us. We'll be back with another podcast soon, so keep listening. Let us know what you think of our takes in the comments down below.
Hey, don't forget to
Appreciate
like,
the support.
subscribe, and turn on the post notifications.
Yes, please. Hit that bell. Get us to 10 subscribers, and we got a giveaway for you guys. It's going to be a Rojo signed white hat. He's giving away now. It smells like cigars, and we're ready for it.
All right, peace out, bro.